Oh god, this hurts. I don't know how to process this information. What the fuck have I just read?
Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video because I had watched Emmyreads' Bookmas vlog and she had a random generator pick how many hours she was going to read within that day, within that sitting, and I was like, this sounds like a phenomenal idea and I'm really excited, so I wanted to do it. So I have 2 books that I want to read. I think we're going to do this collectively over 3 days, but I think I'm going to do, I don't know if she done it, I'm going to do, every time I want to sit down to read, I'm going to have the generator pick how many hours I'm going to read within that sitting. If it's like 6 hours, I doubt I'll be able to sit for 6 hours, so I'll probably split it, but we'll just see how it goes. So I've put hours between 2 and 6 onto a random spin wheel, and we're going to have it pick how many hours I read within that sitting. I have Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This is going to be my reread in preparation for Brimstone because I can't believe I still haven't read Brimstone. I have been dying to reread Quicksilver. I'm so excited to be back in this world with these characters. I love this book so freaking much, which is why I have numerous editions of this book. I rated this 5 stars, so I'm really excited to be diving back in. And then I also have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I have already started this book. I am 167 pages in. I took this with me on holiday and then realized how little reading I was going to do because you go to bed shattered every single day. So I've only read 167 pages. I would love to read this before the 1st of January, so we're going to see how this goes. I would love to read Quicksilver, Project Hail Mary and Brimstone before the 1st of January, which is in like 4 days. How likely that is to be, I don't know, so we will see. But for now, we've got these 2 books, and if I have time to read another, it will probably be Brimstone by Callie Hart as well. So let us see how many hours I'm going to be sitting to read today. It's currently 2:16 p.m. and we are just going to spin it up. Okay, 3 hours. I'm going to be reading for 3 hours today. I think I'm going to sit down and read now. So I'm just going to put 3 hours on my timer. Okay, we've got 3 hours on the timer and I'm going to see how much I can read of... I'm going to dive in with Quicksilver first because I've been absolutely antsy to read this and so I'm so excited. I have an hour and 13 minutes left. I have gotten 138 pages in. I did have to take a quick break to eat some food and walk my dog, but I feel like in an hour and 46 minutes, I've not done too badly. I mean, this is much slower reading than I usually would, especially on a reread, only having gotten 138 pages in an hour and 47 minutes. Not my greatest, but I was really distracted because I was so hungry and I had no idea what I wanted to eat. So I kept being pulled out of the story before I finally caved and went to go get some food. I wanted to do the whole 3-hour run in one go, but I didn't. I love this book so freaking much. I am trying to remember like what the differences are because this is my first time reading the published edition. I've only read the indie edition. I'm trying to see what the differences are, but I don't feel like they've made that many adjustments that I can remember anyway. So I've just gotten to the bit where Saris is now in the Fey world. She is kind of being thrown into everything and she's met Kingfisher. I love Kingfisher, and knowing what's going to happen just makes it more exciting because I'm like, I can't wait to get to this point in this book where, you know, she's finding herself in this world and becoming more confident, more powerful, and just everything that comes next. I'm really excited. I really When I last read this, I read this in one sitting, and I stayed up until like 2 a.m. finishing this book. I obviously won't be doing that today because it's 6 p.m. and I'm still recovering from being back from my holiday, so I'm still so freaking tired. But I do want to read. I'm going to try and read as much as I can before quickly going to grab dinner, and then potentially we'll generate another number of hours to read today, depending what time we actually finish this timer, because I really want to read more. I'm going to find it really, I knew what was going to be difficult about doing this was actually stopping past the time that I'd set. So, gonna get started and dive back in, and let's see how much we can get read in the time that we have left. I may have slightly fucked up a little bit. So you know how yesterday I did the random generator, I got 3 hours, I was going to read 3 hours and then generate again. Well, after my little break to eat some food, I ended up binging, and to be honest, it was really hard to put down. I am 456 pages in. I read for 4 hours instead of 3 hours. And you know what? I knew this was going to happen. I knew that I might slightly go over the limit, that I wouldn't have the self-control to make myself stop. But things just got so good. And there was just too much happening for me to put it down. I ended up... Yeah, well, you know what? I was supposed to let a generator pick out how many hours I was supposed to read, and instead I completely ignored that and read for an hour extra. But alas, I'm gonna do better today. I think I will definitely finish this book today, and I think I'm gonna start Brimstone next because I am just too engulfed in this. I'm too obsessed with everything that's happening, and I'm just too excited for Brimstone. So we are gonna have the random generator pick how many hours I am going to read. Hopefully it's enough to at least finish this, but I will pick another random generated number for today of hours to read Brimstone. So, as normal, I have 2 to 6 hours on this random spin wheel, and I am just going to spin it and have it pick out how many hours I'm reading. It'll be so funny if it's 6. 5. Close. Close. Alright, so I will be reading for the next 5 hours. It's currently 1:33. I'm going to put the timer on my phone. I'm going to read as much as possible right now, and then I will probably pause it to make dinner and walk my dog, but then I will dive back in. And I am going to dive in and hopefully finish Quicksilver in one sitting. Things have just gotten really, really interesting, and it's just crazy how even on a second read of this book, I am still literally like biting my nails on the edge of my seat, hoping for the best outcome, even though I know what the outcome is going to be. I'm just like, and I know why everything's happening, and I know why Kingfisher is behaving the way he's behaving. It's just like, oh. It's actually worse knowing than not knowing. I'm like, just hurry up, let's get to that point. freaking love this book so bloody much. It wasn't a fluke. The first time reading it, it was not a fluke. 5-star. I adore this book. I adore this world. I adore these characters. I adore the relation. Like, it is perfection. It had me on the edge of my seat. It had me gasping. It had me laughing. It had me kicking my feet in the air. And to know I'm having those reactions on a reread, that's how I know. That's how I know it was really good. And that's how I know it's a 5-star and it's a well-deserved 5-star. So I have now finished Quicksilver. I have read the bonus chapter as well, which I didn't know it had, which was really exciting. And we still have 3 hours and 10 minutes, which is insane. So I'm going to pick up Brimstone. I have to make dinner first, so I'm gonna make dinner and read Brimstone. I'm really, really excited because now things are really gonna kick off. We've got 2 left. If you know, you know. We have 2 left, and I'm very intrigued to see how everything's gonna go down. Is this supposed to be a trilogy, or is this... It's not a duology, I know that much. So we have I know book 3 is being announced soon, and it's going to be published the 10th of November 2026. A whole year. I can't believe we have to wait a whole year. It's going to be absolute torture. I don't know how many books there are supposed to be or projected to be. Well, if anyone knows how many books there are projected to be in this series, please let me know, because I genuinely have no idea. I'm so excited for Brimstone. I'm genuinely so freaking excited. I definitely think I'll be able to... I still have 2 days left, so I definitely will be finishing Brimstone within 2025, which is one of the books on my 10 before the end, which, let me just tell you, I have not done well with reading the 10 books before the end. But at least I'll read Brimstone. So yes, 5-star, phenomenal, breathtaking. I'm really excited for Brimstone. I'm worried because I've heard really mixed things, but I'm going in there with absolutely no expectations and just with the love I have for the first book. So yeah, I'm just going into it really, really excited, and I will definitely give more updates and reactions and stuff than I did with this one, because I just know there wasn't going to be that many reactions because I've already read it, so the plot twists don't really hit the same. But yeah. It is indeed the next day. I have completed the hours that I needed to read, and I did read Brimstone for the remaining, I think it was 2 hours and 45 minutes or 3 hours. It must have been less than that. I did indeed pick up Brimstone, but I was so exhausted by the end of it that I completely just passed out. So this is the 3rd and final day of having the spin wheel pick how many hours I read in a day. I have finished Quicksilver, which was amazing. I am now 200 pages into Brimstone, and it is phenomenal. I am loving every single piece of this book. I'm loving the new side characters that are coming. I'm loving the new plot direction that's come up. I am loving see more of Cyrus, her power and her new predicament, and how she's dealing with all of that, coping with all of that. I do have to say though, I really do wish that we did get to see a lot more magical development from Cyrus in book 1. It was only as I was reading book 2 that I really noticed that that was not a thing that was really developed in book 1. Obviously, you know, she had to use her magic to make the relics, but we didn't really get to see all aspects of the power, like how she was able to manipulate the metal to take down the guard in the beginning scenes. We never really got to see her really explore that part of her power. We only got to see that this one little sample of her power. But book 2, I am loving that we're getting to see not more, but it's definitely more of a focal point that they're focusing on and they're realizing the importance of. So I'm really, really excited to see how her magic develops, how she really begins to master that and everything that comes along with that. So I'm having so much fun. I'm loving this book so much. So we are going to choose how many hours I read today. It's going to be really hard to put it down. So just like before, hours 2 to 6 on the spin wheel. I'm going to spin it and we're going to see how many hours it picks out for me. Oh, 4. Okay. Do I think I can finish this book in 4 hours? No, I do not. It took me 2.5 hours to read 200 pages, which is the slowest I typically read. But there is so much information I'm really trying to focus on, and there's so many different little plot points, and I'm really trying to figure out theories and come up with conclusions on how this could end, on what things could mean, and if people are being authentic. So I'm going to put 4 hours on my stopwatch. I am expecting a delivery today, and when it comes I do have to do stuff, and hopefully my aim for today is, if my laptop does come, is to edit and post a video out today. So I think 4 hours is the most amount of hours I'm going to be able to read today, considering I have to do that as well, and editing takes hours. So 4 hours on the clock. Let's get some reading done. I think I might have to switch to the paperback because these pages are like stuck together and it's really freaking frustrating. So I'm actually going to go grab the paperback. Okay, here we go. I have the paperback of Brimstone and I'm just going to comment the page that I was I'm going to be bending the spine so there's not much to worry about. So funny. He has no sense of self-preservation at all. I'm really loving the found family elements within this book, but I do think there are important topics that aren't properly being discussed, especially with the predicament Cyrus is in. Cyrus? Isn't that like a pronunciation? Cyrus? Even the pronunciation guide, and I still don't know how to say it. Especially with the predicament Cyrus is now in, and how do I say this without being spoilery? If you've read this, you know that there is a certain topic to which Cyrus is a part of now. That the people that were in her life before this predicament happened had an issue with. God, I'm explaining this really badly. Had an issue with, but since that predicament has taken place, I don't think there's been a proper conversation with Cyrus to show like it doesn't matter to them and that she is still loved and they still want her in her life. Because especially since she's raised this concern in her inner monologue, I would have expected there to be a moment where they kind of come to her and be like, this doesn't matter, we still love you, we still want you to be a part of our lives, we still support you, blah blah blah. Especially Kingfisher. I keep expecting that moment and it doesn't seem to happen, and it kind of feel like we're now getting to the point where Cyrus has kind of forgotten about the fact that she had these concerns as well. And although it's insignificant to the story and the plot, I still think it's significant to the characters' development and their growth and their found family.
it would have been nice to have seen that kind of closed and well, yeah. Alright, well, the timer has ended. I have gotten 439 pages in, which to be fair is really not that bad. I have like, I'm trying not to, 658, I have about 200 pages left. I kind of just want to finish this book tonight. I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep knowing what's happening. Like I really need to find out how this is going to end. So with that being said, I'm going to completely ignore the fact that this entire vlog's basis is me choosing, having a generator pick how many hours I read for within a day. And like the whole video has been, I am going to continue reading. I'm going to finish Brimstone by Callie Hart. I'm loving it so far. I really am. I know some people haven't. I don't know what they're talking about. Do I feel like Cyrus's development in the magic is very slow and a little bit like, give us more? Yeah, I totally agree that I really do think that her magic development is so slow, and I feel like it's definitely blaringly obvious that it's missing. I'm not sure, since I don't know how many books there is, we don't even know every facet of her magic. I really feel like I know that she has access to more magic and she's capable for more, but I just feel like we're really lacking in the information department of that. So that's a little bit like, I really wish we had more information there. But otherwise, I am loving every single part of this book. I think it's more of a 4.5 than a 5-star. Quicksilver was an overwhelming 5-star. But because it's so overwhelmingly obvious that the development of the magic and the information of the magic is very lacking, it does take away from the story a little bit. So far I'm feeling like a 4.5, but that could change depending on the next 200 pages. So I will dive back in and I will give an update. It is 9 o'clock. Depending on what time I finish this, I will probably give an update tomorrow. That was so not fair. I don't want to read on because I don't want it to be true. But of all the ways, I saw this ending, this was not one of them. Oh god, this hurts. What the fuck have I just read? Genuinely, my eyes are so red from crying. Genuinely, mind boggled. This is... there is just... what? How was anyone supposed to see that coming? I don't know how to process this information. You're telling me I have to wait a whole year for book 3 to figure out what the fuck that meant? Are you kidding me? Listen, reading is subjective. How anyone didn't like this, I don't know. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not trying to shame anyone, but oh my god. That was insane. I take this back. This is a 5-star. This is a 5 fucking star. It's managed to make me go through all sorts of emotions tonight. I'm genuinely gobsmacked. I need to process this. I will give my review tomorrow. Because what the fuck did I just read? So good. Well, this reading vlog, it didn't go as planned. This is several days later. I ended up falling very, very sick and couldn't move out of bed for a couple days. So I didn't end up continuing the reading vlog and reading Project Hail Mary next. To be honest, I actually ended up finishing it before the reading vlog, so that didn't work anyway. But I'm coming to you several days later to wrap up this reading vlog and to give my final rating on Brimstone. This was a 5-star. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still blown away. I loved the way this ended, pushed it up from a 4.5 to a 5-star. I absolutely loved it, and I think it was the perfect. While I do have, you know, I've raised it before how I wished we'd saw more of Cyrus training with her power and really coming into her power and exploring all the facets of her power. I do think it's going to be a kind of slow build up, which I'm not totally used to, and I'm not really sure. I'm not really loving that being dragged out between 2 books, and we still haven't explored the full extent of her power. We've only explored a tiny facet, and there's many theories as to what all her powers are going to be and what it means and all that fun stuff. And I love theories in books, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of the training and the exploring part of her power, especially now with so much coming along with that. But I do think we'll see more in book 3. I feel like we kind of have to at this point because so much is at stake. So I'm really looking forward to book 3, like so much. And the fact that we have to wait a full year, I'm dying inside. But I loved this. I had a great time. I was on the edge of my seat. I sobbed, as you saw. I absolutely sobbed my eyeballs out. Was it a bit extreme? Probably, but I couldn't help it. Like, I felt what I felt, and this brought it out in spades. I felt so connected to the characters and the story, and I felt like I was right there along with them. And I feel like Callie Hart really has a very vivid, broad way of writing that kind of captures you from the beginning, and you then kind of takes you away and you completely forget you're reading, and you just feel like you're right there. You can smell everything. It feels like you're there. Like you can see it so vividly. It feels like you can smell what's happening, and I don't really know how to explain it, but I felt like I was right there along with them, and I love them so much. I love each and every character that's shown in here. I've laughed with them. I love their banter. I love their found family. I love the development that happens with each of the characters in here, and I feel like so much happens in Brimstone between the characters themselves. It's not just Cyrus and Kingfisher. It's like a lot of the other characters are going through so much, and we get to see that and experience that, and I absolutely love that part. And I really love how the plot is developing and broadening, and we're getting to see so much more of the world. I love it. I love their relationship. I love it. 5-star. Blew me away. I am so happy I picked this up, and it was a really nice way to end the year, finishing reading Brimstone and ending the year on a 5-star. So yeah, absolutely blew me away. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will do this again, and I will do it better, I swear, because I know this one didn't go the way I thought it'd go. But I'll do another one soon. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.